Hi Libra, welcome into your mid-September 2023 Money and Career Tarot reading. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. We're going to attempt to keep the reading somewhat simplistic and pull from just the gold foil tarot and see where the reading takes us. In the multiple attempts, to get this reading going for you, or at least to wrap it up, I got the message of money, money, money. I feel like that is very much on your mind, a huge part of your motivation, wanting to see savings increase, wanting to pay off things efficiently, wanting to have enough or more than enough for a change on the horizon or for what you are planning to invest in. Or just maybe to have an ultimate amount of, or a satisfying amount of financial comfort for the foreseeable future. And Spirit's saying you are making progress and seeing strides come to be in the remainder of September. Whether it's everything you desire and or want, I feel like probably not, right? But I feel like you do need to take a step back and be like, go me, all right? A bit of a pat on the back, if you will, because you're putting in the effort and seeing that hard work pay off. And I feel like there's a situation, for me, it's going to be my channel, my business, if you will. For you, it could be a project, a business, a hobby that is money-making for you. It could be a job, of course. Something's doing a bit better for you and a bit more lucrative, potentially more opportunity in the remainder of September in comparison to the beginning of the month or the first half or the previous months. But I feel like things are going to be more so busy for you, more lucrative, more abundance in the upcoming month or two. To begin for Libra, we're going to pull right from the middle. Okay. I'm actually going to switch out these two. There's a need to trust your intuition very strongly in the remainder of the month, because I feel like there's a lot of small decisions that are very imperative, very important for you, right? When it comes to spending your money, when it comes to who and what to associate yourself with at work, how to manage your money, how to go about accomplishing this and that, when to accomplish things. Trusting that divine timing is at play in a larger sense when it comes to your path, when to get something, when to see something come to be manifest for you, potentially a change or an adjustment. But when it comes to small accomplishments or things being wrapped up as far as projects and whatnot, everything's going to get done and be delayed as it's meant to, right? So it reminds me of me doing these readings when I attempt to get a reading done several times and it doesn't get done. Spirit's saying it's not the time, you're not wearing the right thing, or you're not in the right energy yourself, or things are affecting you around you, whether it's spirit, the energy in that situation. I'm hearing somebody could be going through it around you. But I feel like you need to remember, again, everything's happening as it's meant to and not happening as it's meant to. But splitting the deck to the Four of Swords, you're very, very protected. I feel like you forget this at times. Backed up by the spiritual realm and having a very strong intuition to the point where you can, do no wrong, but even when you slip up and feel like a bit of a struggle at certain points. But I feel like you're protected when it comes to opportunities to make more money, to succeed more, when it comes to the remainder of a time in a situation for some, and the beginning of a situation on the horizon. But I also feel like even though I feel like a lot of us drawn to the reading have a very busy remainder to September, when it comes to the moments where you have the allotted time to rest, to heal, to keep things simplistic, even though I feel you might want to keep things busy to an extent, but please make sure you're healing, okay? Your dreams coming into play. I feel like it's a remainder of the month where you're gaining information, intuitive hits, synchronicities from spirit. Your dreams could come into play if I didn't mention it already. Connecting to your money and career to an extent, but using your discernment, decisiveness all the meanwhile to figure out what's true, what's not, what's needing to be absorbed and not. But the Lovers is the first one on the board. Your choices, once again, when it comes to where to spend your money, who to associate yourself with, as we were mentioning before. Don't need to go through it all again. But I feel like there's a vulnerability about you throughout the remainder of September at certain points, and it's paying off. If you're putting if you're putting yourself out there to display your talent, if not multiple, your skill sets, your experience and knowledge being put to use all the meanwhile, that's working out for you, okay? People are impressed. People are noticing you. People are spreading your name in potentially more than one way, or it could be your name and a business name. But I feel like you are loved at a job, or if not multiple, loved through a business. And I wouldn't be surprised if some Libras drawn to the reading are working, running a business and working a day-to-day job, if not two at most. But I feel like you are seeing the clouds clear as far as, again, progress being made, you gaining this and that throughout the remainder of the month, and people sensing that they're going to miss you when you shift towards something different, or you decide to minimize your time at that job, or whatever the case may be. But I also sense that you're at times feeling like you have too much on your plate, but then there are other points when you feel like you could or should have more on your plate to gain more. Don't let the hunger get out of control, because I feel like pacing yourself in certain ways is going to be key for you. Allow for yourself to remember, again, you're very protected, looked after, but there's also a sense of you being watched very closely at work, potentially at home, when you're out and about strutting your stuff and making your way, migrating to work, to and from, or to spend money. I feel like people are noticing you, people are watching you, people are paying attention to how you're doing what you're doing. I sense that you're doing just fine, if not better than that. So don't stress it. But I just feel like your good looks is drawing an attention, your energy, your confidence. So just roll with it. Accept that you deserve that spotlight. The King of Cups talking about how you deserve fulfillment. I sense that you may be empathic like myself, being drawn to the reading, at least to a certain extent, and you may be picking up on other people's emotions at work, at home, when you're out and about once again. And this may feel like a lot to handle. But I also feel like there's a push to sit back in your throne and, again, recognize you deserve success, the money flowing in, other levels of abundance, but fulfillment being part of that abundance, okay? When you feel like a fish out of water is what I'm getting, or maybe you're reminded of when you were at one point. I feel like it's a reminder you deserve a change, or a reminder why you made a change. You may be pushed to think about the past to prepare you for the future, but I feel like there's a shining way about how you enter and exit a situation, mainly exit. I'm getting a strutting kind of vibe. You just feeling good about what you accomplished, feeling happy that you're leaving that situation for the day, whether it's leaving your home situation to go anywhere else, or for the majority, you're leaving that work environment. It's like good riddance for the day, all right, good riddance for the week, potentially. But again, it could be tied to you feeling good about what you achieved, what you gained. But there is a feeling that you may need the reminder for a select few, but a lot of which onto the reading will ride the waves, coast through the remainder of the month, do what you have to do and not force it. Don't overdo it, right? And just kind of, do what you got to do. Maybe a little bit more, if need be, if it's going to benefit you or that situation. But don't stress over other factors around you that you can't control, okay? And they're saying a ship is soon to come in and take you towards what you deserve. Whether you realize it or not, stepping into the second half of September, you're going to be in the mood with the Eight of Pentacles to put in the work. And again, it's paying off for you. But I feel like there's a focus on what you're giving off, okay? Apply it to your situation. I know how it's going to work for me. I, at the very least, feel like this is talking about your energy, a bit of a radiating kind of vibe. You feeling happy and giving off that energy. And when you're not, you're giving off that energy and potentially affecting that situation for the better or for the worse. But I feel like all the meanwhile, you're just buckling down and doing what you have to do. And Spirit's saying when you can bond with people in a non-work related kind of way, this is going to benefit you and potentially that situation and other people all the meanwhile. I don't know why that's coming out, but in the midst of a little bit of a pause between parts of the reading, I did get with this tree, these apples over here, a sense of you being presented with temptation, okay? And a snake being in your midst at work and or at home, could be both. But just trust your intuition, what you're feeling and what you've gained potentially knowledge-wise from the past, and don't associate, steer clear. It's not going to benefit you. But don't give in to temptation. You know your situation best, right? I would say don't give in, but if it's once or twice in the remainder of the month and it doesn't affect things negatively or in a huge way, it's not going to be the end of the world. But do not overdo it. But I feel like there's levels of passion that are coming into play in the remainder of the month, and Spirit saying you are shining through it all. What you actually feel passionate about and powerful when accomplishing it or wrapped up with it, that's truly a reminder that it's something that's meant to go the distance and you're meant to carry with you and see grow and prosper for the future, okay? To be a part of your success nonetheless. Feels like a job, a project, a business for some. It could be a job or just that field that you work in. But let's pull one or two more before we wrap it up. Coming out, we have just the one, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, there are other points when you don't feel like putting in the effort, but Spirit's saying, take a look at your savings and don't deduct from it, and allow for yourself to recognize that the remainder of September is again a very successful time for you, where you're reminded of what you desire for the future, but reminded as well that you desired what you have at hand once upon a time, and you may just miss what's at hand when things when it comes the time to see a change come to be. But Spirit's also saying again, your choices are of true importance. And it's a time for you to gain a lot of money, because that's on your mind. That's part of your motivation, as we began the reading with. And it's a time to succeed in other ways and gain that abundance that you truly deserve. All right? So I hope this was really helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy the remainder of your month, and I'll definitely see you next time.